Hello and welcome back. So last video we have discussed about the login functionality. So now let's test it, the login functionality of our application. So for example, if you provide some wrong email ID, you get this invalid email. If you provide some wrong password, you get this. If you everything success, you get the login success and token from the backend. So let's back here, login. So I just have only one user, right? And who is that user is myself. Naveen.yobrins@gmail.com and some password. So let's start with name. Actually, for login, what required? Actually, for login, you need two parameters, email and password. Okay, so let's provide the email. Email I provide, so mine email at .com and password was password. This was the actual details. Okay, so let me give something wrong. I given some wrong email ID and send it. So you get the message invalid email ID. Super. So now I say proper email ID, but some dummy password I given. If I click on send, email wrong. Navin.uibrins. Okay. Now proper email ID and password wrong. Send it. See invalid password. Okay. So when I make the password proper, okay, email and password correct, click on send. Login success, you get the token. Super, right? This is how you actually make the login functionality with Express.js. And the next thing is we have to create something called a middleware. Why we have to create a middleware is uh, after login success, server has created the token and sent to the client. So till now, which you can observe, the registration is a public request and login also a public request. So these are like public accessible requests. So everyone can register, everyone can try to log in. Okay. And there are some private requests. For example, if you want to upload an event to the system, you must be having a login access. And one more here, we have another route, get user information. If you want to get the particular user's information, you must be logged in. Okay. So how server knows that you have logged in? Simple. When you log in, right, you got the token and that token sent to client. Okay, so what client has to do, we are now focusing only on server, but internally what happened, so client has to take the token, keep it in the client location, and next time when you are sending a request to the private this type of url, so it's a private request, so you must be verified as a logged in person, then only it will send the data. So how you will be verified as a logged in person is you have to send that token back to the send that token back to the server. So how you're going to send the token back to server is you have to take the token, put it in the request header and send to the client. Send to the server. Client will take the token, put it in the request header and send to the server. What server will do? Server will verify. Okay, is that token is valid or not? Just like you scan the barcode, right? Like that. So to verify the token, we have to create something called a middleware. Okay, so this middleware is like a filtering process for every router. Okay, every private router, this is a filtering process. So what it does, it will take the token, it will decrypt back. So you encode the token, it will decrypt back. If you decrypt, if you scan the barcode of the product, what you get the actual details. No, same like that. If you decrypt back, so you will get the, if you decode back, you get the payload which you actually created from the login. See, when you create a token, you give something called payload, right? So in the payload, what is there? User ID, user name is there. So if you decode the token, so you can receive the logged in person user ID and username. So with that, it understand, okay, so and so person has login. So I have to give him that his data only to the client that way. So how server will understand who login is due to the payload only. So let me decode the token and get the payload from there. Okay. So for this process, let's create a middleware because I want to use that for every router, every private router. So we already discussed how to create a middleware, right? So let's create a middleware now. So in the last few classes, we understand something called logger middleware. So now something called authentication middleware. So here I create a new directory, middlewares. Oh, sorry, not in the model. In the events now application, let's say create new directory called middlewares. Middlewares. Okay. So in this I create a type script. Let's say token verifier is my middleware. Okay. So let's say import express from express. You make the middleware using express.js. Yep. Here let's token verifier is equal to a function. So this will take three parameters. Generally, request and response will be the parameter, but middleware request, response, and next function. So request is of type express dot request. So we already made this video on middleware. So please go watch that first and come back here so you understand what's actually a middleware and how to use that. Okay. Uh, Response express dot response and also next function next that will be express dot next function. Okay, fine. And let's say you can write export default token verifier. Okay, let's take async and let me write some try catch. Okay, you get the error. Okay, so first how you verify? Actually, you're gonna get the token in the request header. Let me check in the request header, do I have a token or not? So let's token is equal to request dot headers. Here in which format you send us something called x auth token, some authentication token. Okay, so if I have a token, no problem. If I don't have a token, throw the error. So if I don't have a token, I say return, come out from the loop, right? Return respond.status 401 unauthorized to access the data. So let's send a JSON response and stating him that errors. I'm just making it the same format, array and message. So let's say in okay, let's say provided, no token provided, and let's say access denied. So you have not provided token, so I'm just denying your access. Okay, fine. So if token available, what you do, you just need to decode. How you decode is same using JSON Web Token uh, third-party module. JWT is equal to sorry import right from JSON Web Token. Next I have token, right? So let's say let's decode. But before decode, I need to have a secret key. So let's secret key of type string or undefined is equal to process.env dot secret key. So we have to use the same secret key to decode. To encode also same secret key, decode also use the same secret key. Okay, with that only get decode. Okay, so if secret key is there, then you decode. So let decode of just type any is equal to await jwt dot verify. There's a function called verify. It will decode it back. Verify the token verify the token and also you have to provide the secret key. That's all. Okay, and what's the problem? And I think you have to provide some options, something. What options you provide? That's it. I think you can take a function also directly there. Okay. Uh, Actually, token. Okay, actually, I forgot this statement. 1 minute. I can search for any other application, for example, for give me 1 minute. So let's go to somewhere I have done that. Um, React.js, online shopping, server, middleware. Yes, this is a middleware. Okay, so verify token and this one. That's it now. Just verify. Okay, I made the same story, no? Uh, Verify token and that's all. No options, nothing to send there. Okay, but it still says that token is showing some no overload match or call option verification options. Actually, no option for verification. Does verify with the same secret key. To resolve this, you can do one thing. Go to the tsconfig.json. There is something called strict option. Make it false. Okay. Actually, this is unnecessarily verifying this all. That's not actually not required. Make it false. If you make that false, I think this will be ignored. Save it. It's supposed to be ignored. I think. Okay. Do one thing. Get the string directly and decode directly. No, don't check anything. Still, JWT JSON Web Token correct na? JSON Web Token dot verify the token. Uh, Actually, is correct. Oh, it's doing this way. Okay, then you need to check. Actually, the token must be declared as a string, man. Okay, the token must be getting a string, so that's the only problem. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, fine. So you get the decoded value and decoded dot user. So I'm saying decode dot user is see here. When I log in, no payload. The payload dot user is the data. So when you decode back, you get the complete payload dot user is user data. That user data I'm putting in the request header with user as a name. And once it is done, I call a next function. So once you have the decoded data in request header with the name user, so you can access the ID on the user of the database on this request header. Okay, uh, that's fine. If you have any problem in this, you can throw some another error. Let's say let's say 500. Let's say invalid token and access denied. Okay, fine. So this is how you actually write. Um, okay, no secret key required. I just pasted the value as it is. Okay, so this is how actually you check verify the token. And let me use the verification of token with my another router called get user information. So let's start with this in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and we'll meet in the next video. Thank you.